So what's the secret? What's the secret to aligned wisdom? And here I hear it all the time, right? How did you do that? How did you do that? How did you do that? And one of the ways of doing this is you got to do the work, right? You've got to be becoming the person. You've got to actually be in that space of wanting to grow, wanting to succeed, wanting to be in a place where you're looking internally and clearing this stuff out of the way, right? So how did I become in this beautiful place where I was able to move to next to the marina? How did I internet's playing up? How did I create a multiple six-figure business? How did I get rid of a 4.5 centimeter tumor and just in this beautiful alignment? Like the nuggets that happened in that alignment were amazing, right? Money dropping into my account when I wasn't expecting it. The surgeon, she cut my head open and it popped out at her. She got the whole thing. The no pain, all of those pieces. How did that happen? How did I create to be down at the beach by myself, the only one on the beach, when my beautiful partner walked past? And, we were the only two on the beach and I met this amazing guy, right? Last name Makepeace. Like, how do these things happen? These things happen because you've got to take action, but you've also got to not settle for the mediocrity that people settle for. I have women all the time. One of the things that I'm working on the most and supporting women with is the focus of love, right? That's the one thing that I have noticed that people are going, how did you meet this guy when you're in your 50s? That's one of the things that I'm focusing on, and I want to focus on the most in the next quarter, is to really help align women to support them to find their divine partner. But how did I did it? Because I don't settle for anything that is devaluing myself. I don't settle for any invalidation or disrespect. And that comes from me internally as well, because when you disrespect yourself internally, then, that old pattern of the inner critic and you listen to it and you stop doing things because of it, those things affect your vibration. Those things radiate out into the universe, and you're then attracting others that are disrespectful, that you're going to settle for, that you make excuses for their behavior. All of those things radiate out, and those dysfunctions that are inside start becoming dysfunctions outside. So what's going on internally becomes your external environment. And so it's doing the work to clear those things, because they're really deep-seated patterns, right? Those things are deep-seated patterns that have been conditioned into you from childhood. They're potentially from past lives. If you're into that sort of stuff, doesn't matter if you are or not, it's all there. It's also these conditioned patterns that are genetically embedded into our DNA. They're in our very blood system, culture, different things that have happened to our family generations. Who hasn't had, some sort of family member that have had heartbreak, disease, bankruptcy, been through famines or wars or recessions or all of those things, right? All of those things are things that are affecting your energy field and your vibration right now. And so you're taking those into every day, every month, every year, and every year you go, it's the end of the year, in January I'm going to do this, this, and this. And then you get to, generally what I find, people have forgotten the whole bloody thing by March. It becomes too hard. The cycle continues. The unconscious behaviors, they take over, and you make excuses if you just don't devote yourself into something else anyway, right? So finding yourself in the magic being in your divine wisdom, being aligned and being connected to your higher self and watching those cookie crumbs. I actually call it following the white rabbit. When you're following the white rabbit and you're seeing, because when you actually clear that stuff out of the way, release those patterns of behavior from the source of where they came from so that they're permanently gone, right? You're not doing mind stuff. You're not doing mindset stuff, right? Where you're just working with the conscious and the unconscious, and then, like it takes forever because you're constantly having to discipline yourself. No, you're clearing it from where the codes came from in the first place. When you're doing that and you're clearing those things, then you're aligned, you're more likely to align. And this is where it says in the Bible, right? Where it says the camel going through the eye of the needle. Because you've got to align your chakras, you've got to align your vibration and your frequency with your conscious, your unconscious, and what I call the superconscious, or, individualize that into your higher self. When you have that, all of those in alignment, then you're just following. You're actually going, this is what I want to create, and you're following what your higher self and your future self is giving you. That's following those, the white rabbit poo, as we say in my Conscious Creator course, right? We're following those little nuggets because we're in alignment and we just have to follow what we're being guided to do. So are you ready to step into that? Are you ready? Are you over the settling for, mediocre results, for relationships that are, been there, done that, same old, and so many women are in narcissistic behavioral abuse. It drives me crazy. When you're settling for these things, then you're telling your higher self that you devalue it, all the information and the wisdom. You're telling your unconscious that it's very powerful and that it's really, that it's comfortable to stay in this conditioned behavior, right? And so it's being able to get out of that, support yourself to listen to what it is that you really want to do, live in your higher self, step out of the freaking matrix, unplug. This is the thing. Everyone talks about unplugging from the matrix, but is, in this world but not of it, is actually being unplugged from the conditioning that society's giving you, that you've brought up, the conditioning from your childhood, from all of those things that I spoke of before, is clearing all of those things and unplugging from those things so that you're in a neutral place. But it's then staying in the matrix as your priestess self, as your magician, as your wise woman, right? Is being able to step into your body, access that information, and live in the magic because it's friggin' available to everyone if you believe, if you want to put the work in, and if you stay focused. So that's me. Just wanted to share that. If you're interested, I've got a new moon event where we're going to just do a bit of a deep dive in January. So it's the first new moon of 2024. It's called Child of the New Moon. It's going to be a free event. We're just going to be on for about an hour and a half, and just tuning into the new moon, being in the void, right? Being in the void so that we can step into what it is we want to create, and we can really access that new energy and that, blank slate, so that we can really, really decide what we're going to be creating in 2024 with our inner child energy, with that playful, joyous energy that we all have, right? Take care. Enjoy.